Okay, well I guess this is going to be a 7-0 draft. Yeah, this card, if you cast this card, you basically just win the game unless they have an instant speed removal spell right away. Because there's basically nobody can kill 2 of these a turn, and as long as you have any other creatures, it is just game over. Yeah, nothing really else to talk about in this pack. I like this card. I've been wanting to draft a deck around this, but it's yeah, just nothing on the demon. So here, this is powerful enough that we're just gonna force black, and then just figure out what the other color should be based on what's open. But we're definitely going to be black because this is just one of the bombiest rares in the set. This is a pretty good follow-up, yeah. Immediately into a good uncommon removal spell, so yeah, Point of Discussion is another reasonable one. There's some good blue cards in this pack, and this is technically the best in blue-black, but I haven't really liked that archetype much. And then otherwise, yeah, there's some okay cards in the other colors, no white cards really. I think this card's fine if you're in a green-red deck and you can pump a lot of mana into it, but I think Parasitic Grasp is already the best card in the pack, and the fact that it goes with our rare is a big bonus for us. So we have some solid black cards again. Gift of Fangs and Innocent Traveler are both great. We have some good white removal spells as well, which may signal that white's open, because this card's a pretty high pick, but it is only pick 3, so it could be just there was a really good rare and an uncommon, since an uncommon and a rare have been what is taken so far. So I think the Imprisonment is slightly better than both of these, but I don't think it's worth committing to the second color just yet. But we'll keep this in mind in case we see more white cards that it might be open. In terms of what we take here, I think we like Gift of Fangs better. If we're trying to play the demon game plan, we just want to trade as much as possible early so that we can get to the late game. So I think that's what we're going to pick here. So we see another Imprisonment and no real good black cards. So I think we're probably going to try and go into white. Yeah, 2 of these in a row I think signals that it's definitely open. Because the people passing them, I think, are unlikely to jump into it now, because they're going to know that they're not going to get anything pack 2 with the people beside them picking this up. Otherwise, the blue cards are also pretty reasonable, and there's a few of them, but yeah, the Imprisonment's just the best card in this pack. So we're trying to go into black-white, it looks like. So now we have a third one. That is... that's a very strong signal if I've ever seen one. The black cards are also all very reasonable. And yeah, this is one of the few times I'm not going to pick the Evolving Well, just because I want to make sure not to continue sending a signal that white is open beside me. But yeah, the fact there are still several good black cards in the back also bodes well for us, so I think we're going to be fairly solid in black-white from what we've seen so far. Yeah, Doom Dissenter and a Specimen are both very solid. I think in this deck, I like the Dissenter better, whereas in blue-black, I might like the Specimen a little more. And then, yeah, in white, we're not going to have quite as many blood tokens, which are better with this. I think we just want just a more solid 2-drop, and it can potentially give us 2 sacks to the demon as well. Not having card draw is a bit... might be a bit of an issue. We're going to want to pick up as many blood token generators as we can to try and loot into our demon. So here we have there's a really good blue card. I like this card a lot. It could mean that it's open, but I think we've seen enough black and white come around that we're fairly confident that that color combination is probably going to work out. The Mind Leech Ghoul is pretty reasonable. We're going to want to already look at picking up some sackable creatures, and we have a good one here. This one's obviously a lot better with the skeleton because it can curve into it, but I think we're going to pick the Ghoul just to stay in black, and we don't know yet if blue's really as open as it looks. Because yeah, this pack we don't really see anything, but we do see a a very solid white card. We're a bit heavy on 3s because realistically this is also a 3-drop, but we don't have any 3-drop creatures yet, so that's no worries. And the lifelink is going to be good because this archetype's really a life gain archetype, which this also does, but I think this card's just better value, I think. So some reasonable blue cards, but I think we're just pretty solidly in this color combination already that it's, at least at the moment, not worth jumping into it. I think we'll pick up the Undying Malice because it could be playable in here. It's not bad with the Doom Dissenter. We are just continuing to see blue coming around, so it's possible we might take this out and just splash white if we need to. So I think we'll just pick up a blue card here because I think it is possible we end up in black blue. But now we just have, these are all pretty whatever, I think. Sure Strike's not really what we want in this sort of deck, even if we end up in red. So I think we'll just throw one of these over here. I think we'll pick up a Fear of Death. I think it's a pretty reasonable card. We do wield a Gargantua, which is really good. But it looked like white dried up pretty fast, so I'm not really sure what happened there, as, yeah, 3 of these came to us and then a bunch of nothing. So here I am currently thinking about the Diregraph Scavenger. I think that's the best pick here. This one is close, but it's requires a lot more synergy, and if we're in white, we're not going to have quite as many zombies. So I think we just would rather have the solid all-around card here. I think it's unlikely either of these cards wheel, since they're basically the only, they just are the only cards in those colors, and they're also very strong. So we're gonna expect to wheel nothing out of this pack, I think. But I think the Scavenger is just a bit better play, and also the life gain's better if this is our color combination. So here I think the Desperate Farmer is gonna be the best. We already have some exploit creatures which work very well with it. The life gain's very important in this color combination. Otherwise, the trainee is not bad, and the pointed discussion's okay as well. We probably don't want a second one of this, but I don't think they're nearly on the power level of Desperate Farmer, especially with all the synergies with our deck. This would allow us to splash red if we want, but currently we don't have anything to splash red for. So here we have 3 reasonable cards. There's the Bat, the Shield Basher, and the Farmer. As it's looking right now, we're not really much of an aggro deck, so I think the Shield Basher isn't going to be that great. We're going to be doing a lot more trading and blocking and less attacking, so I think the Bat is what we want, just because we're going to have a lot of life gain in this archetype. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4 sources of just our 11 cards. So I think the Bat's going to be very strong. And we have cheap sackable creatures to bring back with it as well. Yeah, here it's sort of a similar pick again, but I think the Fierce Retribution is better. It's just a very, very solid removal spell. How many cards are left in this pack? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we'll have a reasonable chance of wheeling one of these black cards. All 4 of them would be solid in our deck. And since there are 4, there's unlikely to be enough black drafters at the table to pick up all of them. But we'll remember that when there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When there are 3 cards left in the pack, we'll have to keep an eye out for how many black cards are left in here to gauge how many black drafters there are at the table. So here it looks like we're getting mostly nothing. We could take a blue card and then look to just splash white instead, if that, but I mean, neither of these are really that great. This is a playable card. It's not awful. We're a bit high on 3s. It's a bit more of a sideboard card, but I think if we're a bit short on playables, I think it's a fine card to play. So we see another inspired idea. That's very interesting. Otherwise, we could take another life gain synergy card. I just really don't like blue-black as an archetype. And like we've seen a lot of blue cards come around, but we haven't seen anything really bomby. So I think we are just gonna pick the card that fits with our archetype. This is another reasonable one. It's a solid 2-drop, gains us life. I don't think we have that many enchantments yet. Guess we have 3. We have 2 of these. Oh, and a Gift of Fangs plus 1 disturb. So that's not too bad. Yeah, I was forgetting these were enchantments. I was just thinking removal spells or instants and sorceries. But yeah, I think this could be pretty solid in our deck, and there's really nothing else for us at all. So here it looks like we're taking a Blood Fountain. Yeah, no blue or white in this pack at all. So yeah, blue's probably not as open as we thought it might have been. It's just that I guess the people playing it aren't interested in drawing 3 for 3 mana, I suppose. Yeah, here there's just nothing. We'll pick up this card because we don't have 4 of it. I'm really not concerned with picking up blue cards because we realistically only have 1 playable so far. This is only good if you have a bunch and already don't have 2-drops, which we do. I guess we'll take this one, but I don't think we're gonna play it. I guess we already have one as well. Yeah, I suppose we'll take a blue card, but we're not looking to go into it. Wow, so all 4 of those black cards got picked up. That is crazy. We're probably not going to want to play this, but we'll take it since it's in our colors. We also don't want to play this, even if we, no matter how much life gain we need, I don't think it's worth playing this. This could be an option if we are wanting to splash, but I think it's a bit, sort of not quite what we want to be doing. It doesn't really synergize with what we're doing. I guess the front side is good to sack, but I think we're probably just gonna pick up a bat. It's just so powerful in this archetype, and we picked up some more life gains since the last one. In one, I think 2 more, so I think we have at least 6 from what I'm counting. I think the bat's gonna be really strong here. We would also like this, but it looks like our 2-drops are relatively solid already. We're just gonna hope white is as open early in this pack as it was in pack 1, because we don't really have that much. But we really only need to pick up 6 more cards. So let's see here. We could take a statue, but we don't at the moment have much to splash. Otherwise, a socialite is fairly reasonable. None of the white cards are very good, I don't think at all. Yeah, and I think it's unlikely that we're going to want to splash. I think, and we're a bit low on blood tokens. A deck always wants at least several ways to generate blood tokens just for consistency, and we currently don't have very many 4-drops, so I think the socialite is the pick here. Okay, so there's a lot of white cards in this pack and no black cards. The question is, which one are we taking? I think it's... Well, I guess it's definitely a 2-drop. They're all 2-drops. I think this is probably the best one. This obviously synergizes a bit better with what we're doing, but I think the ability to put double strike on a Death Touch or a flipped farmer is just going to be really, really powerful. And it is another enchantment for the one Geist we have already. So I think that's the pick here, and it's definitely reasonable that one of these will wheel, just because it's really only good in this specific archetype. So here we could take another farmer. We just have 1, so I think we probably want a second one. A Gift of Fangs would be another reasonable pick, but I think with with 2 bats already, I think that we probably just want some more life gain. Might potentially wheel something out of this pack. Hold on, I'm getting another call again. That's weird. There was nobody there. Yeah, I think we don't really want any of these. I don't think we're going to play the Adamant Will. Oh, they're there again. Never mind, they hung up. I don't know what's happening. Just trying to interrupt the stream, I guess. Yeah, this card's great for us. We have a fair bit of 2-drops, but this is realistically a 3-drop. And this is essentially a 6-drop, and I don't think we're playing this. It didn't end up putting it in our sideboard. So I think we take the infantry here. Pointed Discussion would be another reasonable card to pick, but I think we're just wanting consistency here. I think we don't have quite enough exploit to warrant another specimen, so I think given the number of 2-drops we have, we probably just want another farmer. Just curving 2-drop into farmer on the play is just so powerful. And then let me adjust the camera here since Echo moved. There he is. Yeah, so we have another farmer. Really nothing from this pack. This card's really good. I'm not sure why it's still here. I guess we'll just take it for set completion since we're not picking anything else. Yeah, we could reasonably play a second one of this, I think. We are 1 card short of 23, so I think that's enough better than anything in our sideboard that we'll pick it. But if we see anything else good, we'll probably take it back out. Throw one of these on the board. Don't think we're playing it. We could play another Geist. We do already have a lot of 2-drops, but it's worth considering, I think. Yeah, just grabbing more white cards. That's a really late Fear of Death. The card's very powerful. I think since we're fairly light on removal, we probably do want to play both of these. We're also a bit low on just sort of late game big creatures. It's a bit awkward with Sigarda's Imprisonment. We're going to want to make sure to exile the enchanted creature before we play this. But we can always just play this as a 5-mana 5/4, and that's not that bad. So I think we will replace our lands with nicer looking ones first. Slightly heavier on the black, obviously. So I think we're going to want 9, 8, and then we'll be good to run this and hopefully get there with the Dreadfeast Demon. A play. So I'll update the description here. White black. Dreadfeast Demon. Record 0/0. At least I'm pretty sure that's what that's called. I'll be able to see once the match starts and my deck list is visible. Dreadfeast Demon. That makes much more sense. Dreadfeast Demon, yeah. Yeah, I like this. I like this hand a lot. We can loot away some of our extra lands here with the Blood Fountain. Then we have potentially a 2-drop play, and then into a 3-drop. So I think this is really strong. And then if we don't play this, we're probably looking to loot away a plains. Since we're starting with 4 lands, is a bit heavy, and we're just going to draw some more later, like this. So we'll do this, and then if they don't play a human I want to kill, I'll loot away a plains. Yeah, okay. So just get rid of a plains here. Throw down a Desperate Farmer. So they have no instance there, that's good to know. They have no instance with CMC 2 or less. So there's that. I don't think I really care about that at all, since it can't block me, and it's functionally not dealing damage to me because I have lifelink. So we'll just play our 4-drop and then probably kill the next creature they play. As we're currently winning the race by a fair bit. And the other blood helps us discard an extra land again. Not much point making this a 5/5, I don't think, as they currently don't have any blockers. And even if they did, they'd have to play 2 blockers, and then we can kill one of them before damage to 2-for-1 them. Yeah, so that one we might kill, just because it blocks this. And that does that is pretty good for our curve. So we will just yeah, it's just a zombie. So we will have to cleave it here. Then play another 2-drop. Yeah, so then we're out of decline. We're out of stuff to do right now, but we have a blood token, and if they start killing our creatures, we can bring them back. So I think we're in fairly good shape despite our opponent having 6 cards in hand and us functionally having 0. Just because we have a bunch of tricky to block creatures. So it enters as a copy of this, but that's fine. So here, I think we start out by looting away the land first. And I think we'll attack with this. They might double block, in which case I'll trade here and this flips. So we'll start out like this. Okay, that's not bad. So we'll start it by attacking here. We could have pumped it to 5, but I think it's better to just trade. Although I guess the backside, what does the backside of this do again? View printed card. It's a copy of enchanted creature. Oh, okay, so that's fine. So if they enchant one of our creatures, then we can just sack it with this. So that's no worries. So they're gonna get basically no value off of that. So we will, yeah, kill this one then. Which will flip this, and then we'll play the bird. I'm not sure what they would even actually want to copy. Because I guess this would copy the back side of this. Would it? I don't remember. If it's already flipped, no, it probably would copy the front side. I'm not actually sure. I don't remember how that works. I used to know this. I should. I'm a judge. But flip cards with copy effects are just strange. Yeah, whatever they put it on, we'll just be able to attack with for essentially for free. Like, they're not gonna want to kill this, so we'll just be able to attack with it. But they're probably just gonna play something else, which, okay, no, they are doing that, and that's the beginning of their upkeep, so we get to just attack with everything. And then we can sack this if we want to, but which I think we will. We don't want them getting any copies of it. I assume this is gonna block here, and that's, I guess, yeah, they double block there, which is fine. Forces them to now sack this creature. We get in a bunch of damage. So then they go to having no creatures on board. We will play the land just because we have a 7-drop. I think you're right, it'll copy the vanilla version. I think that's probably true, yeah, but this way we just get to not find out, and they just lose their whole board presence. And we currently have lethal on board, so I think, yeah, I think even if it does just copy the 2/2, we don't want them just making free 2/2s every turn. Alright, that's pretty reasonable. Let's see here. So we attack with both. They could kill this for free, but then we get to enchant this and make it a 3/3 double striker. So I'm assuming they're gonna trade. So I think I will just attack with both. If they kill this one, we'll play this and enchant it. Yeah, so they are doing it that way. That's fine. So then we'll play this and then end step, return 2 creatures. We have nearly lethal on board now. Yeah. Yeah, I do know that tokens can't flip. I just don't remember what side that we come down on is the only thing. But it's looking like they have a bunch of nothing, so I think we're probably gonna get them here. What creatures are we gonna bring back? Probably this. So that doesn't block our creatures, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I think we're getting the Rot Tide and the Blood Crazed Socialite. But since they're playing this, we might not get the Rot Tide since this can't block our creatures anyway. So we might get a Desperate Farmer and the Socialite instead. That way if we draw land, we can just play both. Using the Blood Token after playing a creature that can't block seems really bad. I don't think I like that play at all. So we're just going to get two creatures that make blocking tricky. Didn't draw the land, but that's fine. We don't have a way to kill them this turn unless we... Yeah, if we blood, we have nothing on one that could do it, and there's not really much point. So we're just going to attack for 4 and play 2 more creatures, one of which creates a token when it dies, so that even if they have a board wipe, they're still dead. Yeah, got them. Cool, cool. So we are now... Oops, not that one. We're now 1 and 0. Update the record. Boom. Yeah. I've had a lot of success with this archetype and color combination. Plus we have just an absurd bomb rare in our deck, so I think I'm liking our chances with this. We didn't get as much white or as many of the life gain synergies as I would have liked, but I think it's still fairly solid. People just aren't going to be able to beat the demon. Okay, so we have theoretically 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. So that seems really good. We'll keep. Don't have the second black for this if they're not playing humans, but we've had a lot of time to draw it. And then we still have probably 3-4. Okay, so we'll play the plains. I don't think we'll sack anything to the blood just yet. Or discard anything to the blood. So it's not a human, but this is just going to blank their creature for a while, so yeah, not doing anything with the blood just yet. If we don't draw land next turn, I might discard this to try and hit it. But we'll see. But for now, we've stalled the board at the moment. I don't think there's too many high power creatures they have in these colors, but they have a lot of flyers, so that's one thing we're gonna have to watch out for. We just need a second. Yeah, we draw one more swamp and then we're sort of winning. Wow, just unsummoning in order to attack for 2. That is crazy. So they have no creature in the graveyard, so we'll play this, which this also can attack into. And if that was their best answer to this last turn, they probably don't have an answer for this. Because if they had, you know, Sigarda's Imprisonment, for example, they would have just played it. Okay, so they have a big flyer, but we can just kill it. And then that also good for our curve. So we just kill that. We'll play this. We will attack here, because we're currently winning the race. If they attack us back, we're not going to block, because we can blank it with one of these two. Although actually we might, just so that we can exile it with the Scavenger, now that I think about it. Actually, yeah, that's probably a lot better of a play. I was thinking we're just gonna race, but we race better when we take away their cards. Okay, so they're just gonna put it in the graveyard for us. That's fun. Put this on the top or the bottom, I guess. I think we're gonna put on the top. Put on top. Take action. Yeah, that's some confusing wording, but oh well. Yeah, so we're gonna throw this down to exile this, just so that they lose a bit of value. We can't attack. We might discard this to a blood on end step, but we'll see what they do. Just because we're really only losing half a card, and a 2/3 is no longer doing anything on this board. What we want is a removal spell. And then we have still a backup blood in case we draw some extra lands, but right now what we want most is some removal spells. Oh, that's a fun combination. Gets an extra creature, so it comes into play with another counter. So there's no way they attack here. But we are going to discard this. So that's sort of a removal spell, but not really what I wanted. It's possible I just play the flyer. They're gonna just grind us out for a while. I could also play the 5/4 and just try to attack. But I think the flyer makes a bit more sense. It keeps the board stalled. They're gonna make a bunch more 1/1s, but there's nothing much we can do about that. I think we just want to keep the board stalled for as long as possible until we can draw the demon. And also get the music started again. It looks like it stopped. There we go. Let's skip. Okay. Yeah. So they're just gonna draw a card every turn for quite a while. It's gonna draw them 4 cards eventually. There's 3 counters plus just sacking it. Okay, so still not playing anything that can attack, but they're gonna be up on us. In terms of card advantage for a while until they can kill this. I think we're not gonna sack the blood. This thing's not doing that. Like the explodability on this isn't doing much, but the fact that it's a 5/4 is really good. Yeah, I think playing the land makes sense if you're spending a bunch of mana every turn. We will discard this though. This is doing just straight up nothing. We will play 1 land, but I think we're gonna discard the rest. So we're just gonna do nothing here. Let the board stall for a while, and then just hope to get a demon. If they kill some of our creatures, we can bring them back with the blood fountain. But I don't think I have much interest in bringing back these 2. And we can always maybe lifelink this and make it a 5/5. But they can just double block like this, and we don't really get much value off of that. Unless we draw an instant speed removal spell, but I don't think we have very many of those. So I don't think this creature does much at this point. It's really best in black. You can discard some persistent specimens. But I don't imagine there are many creatures they want to discard in this deck. Especially at this point in the game. Yeah, so here we're going to discard a land. We do need 7 for the demon, but we'll get the... We're just more focused on getting the demon. We'll have the 7 eventually. Okay, so this is not bad. That does make me more willing to try and attack with this. Because at the moment, they can only trade with these 2 creatures. So I think we are going to attack. And I think they still don't have very good attacks. They could potentially double block with, say, these 2, but then they lose one of their flyers, which makes this slightly better. But mostly we just want to flip this. Yes, that's going to kill both of those, but I guess this way they're going to be able to get a enchant something to get a big flyer. But then we could always just sort of start attacking with this and maybe lifelink something else. So I think we're still in fine shape. We'll kill both of those. Yeah. Yeah, and then we flip this as well. So if, for example, they fly this and attack with it, we can just start attacking with this then. Will we enchant this anywhere? I think we might as well, and then we can always bring this back later. I think we're just gonna put this here. Just because it's tricky to block and can sometimes attack for 5. We might not necessarily do much with it, but we had the mana open, and there probably wasn't going to be very many other targets for this that did anything. And at least this creature, when it attacks, it guarantees a trade with something, even if they block like this. Yeah, I don't think their attacks here are fantastic. But I guess, yeah, these non-creature spells do give them a few more spirits, but we can hold off their spirits for forever at the moment. Yeah, so they're throwing it on the big one, but are they attacking with it is the question. Because that opens it up for us being able to attack after that. Because their blockers aren't very good if this is tapped. And we have a lot of lifelink, so I think attacking with this just doesn't make much sense. Yeah, I think that's the right play. We can now kill this though, which is really strong. But can no longer attack, just because this blocks everything. But we are definitely killing this. Are we going to want to activate the Blood Fountain? These are the only creatures we can bring back at the moment. So I think we're just going to play this and not sacrifice anything. No attacks. And then just sort of wait and try and find a removal spell for this, and then we'll be in great shape. Okay, so they use the last card draw there. Yeah, we're doing pretty well considering they've drawn 4 extra cards on us, but they are a bit heavy on their land drops. But that does mean they probably only have what, six left in their deck. What are we at? Almost half of our deck is still lands now. So we have 10 lands in our 22 card deck. But we have a few more ways to generate blood tokens still, so it's not too bad. What we really want is to draw a Sigarda's Imprisonment. Okay, so does that mean they will start attacking? I still don't think it's worth it, because this can't block really any of our creatures. So they're just going to take a whole bunch of damage. Even more if I get a blood token. Yeah, if they attack with this, I think we just we swing with everybody except for the Heron. Yeah, so again, still just blanked by this for now. Like, we could attack with this and let it die and then pump this up, but I don't think that's worth it. I guess we could, maybe we do sack this. It only gets rid of a spirit, but yeah, maybe pumping something with this is the play I want to be making. Because that allows this to trade with this plus a spirit. Or actually plus 2 spirits, yeah, because I'll have 6 toughness. Yeah, we'll probably do that next turn if it doesn't look like they have a removal spell up. So they are holding... Oh, they're not holding priority, they're just thinking about what they're sacking. Not sure what they would have in their hand. It's probably a land. Otherwise, I think they would have done something with it. Unless it's a conditional removal spell. They're either going to want to sacrifice this spirit or this spirit. They're probably sacking a spirit. I don't think sacking this makes sense because it's it at least does something. So we are not attacking here. And then next turn we're going to pump one of our Krakens with this and attack with it to hopefully trade here. And potentially with the spirit as well. Unless we draw a removal spell. Yeah, but we're now at 48% chance to draw land, which is a bit unfortunate. We still want another good creature in our graveyard before we Blood Fountain, because bringing back either of these aren't good. We're going to disturb this. And the Mind Leech School is just not doing anything. It's just a 2/2 for 2 at the moment. Echo's moving around. I'll have to adjust the camera here in a second. Okay, discarding that to draw a card. That makes sense. Interesting play is you can do with this is enchant your opponent's creature in order to be able to block with this. I haven't seen that come up, but it would be a funny play. Obviously, that'd be bad here. Yeah, let's shift the camera over here. Hey, buddy. There you are. Whoop. Hi. Good boy. Alright, so this land we're gonna hold in case we get some more blood tokens. Making this a bigger flyer I think doesn't really do anything. So if we... Yeah, unless they have a removal spell, putting this here should allow us to attack without them having any profitable blocks. Because double blocking isn't enough. So they're going to have a removal spell, I think. Chump blocking is another thing they can do. But yeah, I think we're in great shape here. So now that they're out of spirits, if they kill this, bringing it back with the blood fountain is actually good because they might have to sack a relevant creature. Pretty soon we're going to be able to start attacking with this as well. Because they need 2 creatures to be able to block it. Flying training. Okay. They have a lot of flying in their deck. We're still fine trading this with just this though. They still definitely don't want to attack. Well, I guess maybe they do. Okay, sure. Like they do have lifelink, but we can just swing back for so much more. I guess they must have a removal spell for this now, but now this can attack, so I don't know about that. I think we'll just go boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we'll attack with all of these. They could, I mean, double block one of these, but I think that's fine. We still get them for a lot of damage. And then we're probably going to play this and then bring some creatures back with the Blood Fountain. And they're going to be at a very low life total. Yeah, so double blocking this. What are we? We're probably killing this one. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. So unless... I don't think we want to replay this turn. I think we'll do this first. And then probably Blood Fountain on end step. Because the Scavenger will allow us to drain them for 2 and then they're basically dead. I'm not sure what they could have that stabilizes themselves here. It's going to have to be some sort of rare, like a Hull Breaker, Hull Breacher. I never remember what that's called. They can gain 4 more life off this, but I'm pretty sure they need to block with it. Yeah, that's what I figured. So we'll get back both of these, and then we can still play them both, which will flip this because they're going to have to do a bunch of trading. Maybe we won't play this, we'll attack, and then we can just bring something back because we're going to gain life this turn. So we'll play a land, we'll play this, exile something in their graveyard. I don't know if it matters much. We'll do this one because that would be the most annoying one for them to reanimate if they can. Now the question is, do we attack with this as well? So let's say they chump block both of these, and I guess this just blocks this for free, so there's no point because none of the rest of my creatures have flying. And then yeah, I think we are going to attack with this as well, just because we do actually want it in the graveyard. So we'll attack like this. This will mostly ensure that we gain life so that we can bring back something with the bat, probably one of these. So this won't actually kill them, but they lose a creature, and then we get to bring back a Kraken. So end up at what, 3? Yeah, and then we have gained life this turn, so we'll bat back a Kraken. Which we can then sack this to, and if we draw a land, we'll be able to disturb it. Okay, so they just drew nothing, so we got them. That's good. Very good. So we are now at 2-0. Haven't even drawn the demon. The deck's just working by itself, so that's a really good sign. But yeah, having the demon in our deck just gives us a free win basically whenever we draw it, which is really important. I have to imagine the game win percentage after resolving a demon's got to be above 90%. Probably one of the highest in the format, I assume. We're a bit light on lands, but we are on the draw, and we have a blood, so I think it's probably fine. So we'll do this. We'll just play this as a bear, I think. We currently don't have anything we want to sack to it. And then on turn 3, if we still haven't drawn a land, we'll loot something away. And I mean, we could kill that, but this already blocks it. So I'm not worried about that. We're not sacking it. Yeah, we're going to want to draw land here pretty badly. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, good. So we got that. I think we're going to want to play the Desperate Farmer, because the imprisonment on this doesn't actually quite do it. Just because it can still trigger. They'll need another creature, but it'll still flip and still be able to activate its ability. So if they attack with both, I'm not sure if we block. We could block this, and it just trades with the Desperate Farmer. But I don't think that's going to be worth it. We'll probably wait till next turn and Retribution this. Which I guess we could have done this turn, but I just wanted to get a blocker down. In case they... Okay, well that's really good. Yeah, so now we definitely can't block. We'll probably have to do this next turn unless we draw land for the Scavenger. So no blocks because they have the double red to pump this. We could exile our own creature with the Scavenger. I think that's probably worth it. Oh boy. That's really strong. So I guess we're attacking that, I think. Unless they have something to do with the red. No. So we did draw the land. So I think, yeah, we're going to attack here. And I think we are going to get rid of our own Desperate Farmer. Just to drain them for 2, because we're a bit low and they have quite a lot of reach right now. This is definitely going to block here if they let us. But we really need to kill the Chandra. We currently don't have the ability to do that unless they start attacking. So hopefully they don't have the land. Oh, they do. That's very unfortunate for us. We might be losing this one. Oh, they're just not playing it, really? Wow, that is aggressive. Well, I guess technically not aggressive since helps keep Chandra alive, but giving up a free card, that's crazy. Yeah, so we can't attack right now, but this will hopefully be able to attack it the following turn. Because we can use a removal spell on one of their creatures and then pump it to 5. So unless they play something really good here. So yeah, I mean if they do that, they still can't profitably double block it because it'll be a 5/5. So which one are we imprisoning? 2 damage to each opponent. I think probably this one. They only have 1 red source at the moment, so it's actually not really doing anything. Yeah, imprison this one, and then we'll attack for 5. So you either have to let Chandra die or double block and lose this creature. And then I think we're going to loot this away. Despite the fact that we can cast it, we just, I think, want some more lands, and especially a second swamp. Although I guess technically this doesn't do that much right now since they have an imprisonment, but sacrifice this. Okay, yeah, so they let the Chandra die. So they're going to be attacking us. Does that mean we discard this? Because we could just play this and this next turn. No, I don't think we will. I think having 2 plays next turn might be important. And yeah, we don't want to let it turn to night either. That's also a reason, because we want to guarantee being able to have a play next turn and then hold this up, I think. Yeah, we definitely don't want it to become night. Okay, so at least for now, we have some blockers. We did draw the land. It's not the swamp, but I think we're playing it anyway. Just because we'll eventually want a Blood Fountain and play something in the same turn. So no attacks here. We can block somewhat reasonably. If they pass and make it night, it'll be kind of annoying. We'll have to hope to draw land to cast this. Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna pass. That's a little bit annoying. Do we blood? I don't think so. It becomes night. We can't currently double spell at all. Oh, that's annoying. That's gonna exile it as well. Oof. Oof. So we're gonna take a lot of damage here. There's nothing we can do about that. Just gonna have to hope to somehow be able to double spell. But that's not gonna be able to do it. We can at least cast one spell and hold up a removal spell. Fierce Retribution this when they attack, probably. And I think we might now loot this away just because we need just to find more relevant plays, and we don't even have the second swamp. But at least they're low on cards, it seems. Never mind. They have plenty of cards. Yeah, we might be dead now. Is there a 1 or a 2-drop we can draw that punishes them for that? No, Parasitic Grasp doesn't do it because this isn't a human, so yeah, that's just gonna happen. Presumably they're gonna attack with a bunch of creatures though, which will hopefully let us kill this. Unless we just die from the triggers and they don't even need to attack, which looks like is also a possibility. That's oh boy, that is powerful. So I think we're just dead now. Other creatures are big. They at least don't have trample, but so we're gonna kill this one. And then I guess we have to chump block in order to survive at 1, and then probably nothing we can draw. Yeah, I can't think of anything in our deck that does anything here. It's definitely not this. So we get rid of that, and then well, there's the demon. So they flip. We can't actually play anything, so we are dead. So technically, we lost the only game where we drew the demon, but yeah. Oh well. But 2-1, that's still fine. So we're just gonna 7-1 instead of 7-0. Run it back for game 4. Yeah, they yeah, their deck just had so much synergy and hit everything on curve, which was really good. Which we're doing this game. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems very powerful. So okay, this giving lifelink's gonna be good with this, or potentially this. Sorry, this giving lifelink. Blue red, okay. Hopefully they don't exile this. That'd be a bit annoying. I think we're gonna play the Desperate Farmer this turn, I think, just because we want to save the bat. We'll play it before attacking. I don't think it's gonna matter. If they have the exile spell, they're just gonna use it. And it won't matter if we play this. They might point it at the Desperate Farmer instead then. But I think I'm fine if they do that. Or they're just abrading this. Interesting. So they're really playing for the long game then. Instead of abrading our creature, they'd rather take away our chance to draw 2 creatures on turn 10. Okay, and I guess they had the answer for this, so that does make sense. Alright, so this is definitely a very heavy spells deck if they're playing this card. Yeah, we can't get the value off this, but I think it probably makes sense to play it anyway because we have 2, and we just need to put some Put some power on the board. Drawing a Mind Leech Ghoul would actually be really strong. Puts this in our graveyard so that we can potentially get it back with Bat later. A land would also be really good, but we don't have a creature in the graveyard to bring back. Another Desperate Farmer is not bad either. So we can just attack here for free. We'll chump block with this to flip that one if they attack, because this one's currently not doing anything. And I mean, I guess I could flip, but it'll have 1 power, but by the time it's able to attack anything, it's just going to have no power. Yeah, so no attacks, that makes a lot of sense. We could grasp this. I don't think we want to. I think we're just going to imprison this. Get that out of here. I'm going to attack with these two again. And I mean, they could block here to and then shrink our Desperate Farmer, but I don't think that's worth it. So that doesn't exile, right? No, that's really good for us. So that flips this. We might, in that case, we might grasp this. Just so that we can attack with our Desperate Farmer. But it looks like they have a response here. Are they going to shock this in response? Oh, just another one of those. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this is still negative power, but it's flipped. But we can't gain life and bat, so we're going to need this card. Yeah, okay. Do we attack here? I think yes. Still think it's unlikely that they block. Yeah, that's what I figured. And now if we draw land, we can gain a life and bring back a bat with the bat, which just sort of keeps looping as long as they don't exile one of them. Now having to discard with Bloods, that's a good sign for us. They don't have anything good in their hand. Doing it again, that's really good for us. Okay. Presumably they can't cast either this turn, so they're locked into doing both of these next turn. We're really hoping to draw land here so that we can lifelink plus bat. So that doesn't actually stop us because we have 3 toughness. Wonder what they're getting. The deck seems really good though. I like it a lot. That's a lot of good removal spells. 2 Wandering Minds at least. Yeah, their deck seems very powerful. Looks like they have some options here. They're thinking. It's probably just a good card draw spell and then a bad removal spell is what they're thinking between, I assume. Oh. Oh, they missed. Why were they thinking so long? Whatever. Okay, so we weren't able to lifelink. Do we blood something? I don't think so. Maybe we do blood this away just because the sacrifice doesn't do anything against this. It's hard to say. What are we doing this turn? We just need the 5th mana to exile this as well so that this does something. We can sack this. I like all the cards in our hand though. I think we're gonna attack with just this. No, they can attack us anyway because they can reduce the power here. So we're just gonna attack with both of these. But are we gonna gain life is the question. Because we could hold this up. Unless they are blocking here. No. Are we gonna gain 3 life? I think yes. Yes, I think we are. Just because they don't currently have anything I really want to grasp. And they could theoretically still play a human. So yeah, they're just going to attack. I think, yeah, we don't block with this just because they could play some 2-power ground creatures. So we'll just let them hit us. And this is still a good target to sack to the Gargantua. But yeah, we're just looking for a land here for now. Okay. Yeah, my turn. Okay, so in this case, I think we do try and start finding the lands and get rid of this. So I think we're gonna do that now. Because we just want to hit land number 7. It's not land number 7, but it is something we can play. I think we're still gonna attack with both. I think they're fairly likely to trade here just so they can put an enchantment on this and stop us from killing them. Because they're getting really low, but I guess they can just do whatever they want, can't they? They're attacking us for a lot more than we're attacking them, but they're very low. And they're about to go to 5, and we are putting 5 power on board right now. We have the ability to remove blockers, and then if we, again, if we draw one more land, our bat's going to be really good. So they have something to do here. After damage, really? Okay, so we can't currently gain life for the bat, so we might just have to play the bat. We'll see, though. We can shoot a human with this, but none of their creatures are humans. So it looks like, yeah, holding one of these back to trade with this, probably. Yeah, so no blocks, because, yeah, that has flying. It does at least have lifelink. I think, yeah, we'll attack with both still. If they trade with this, that's fine. Probably trading here. But if they also trade here, that's good for us. We'll get a 2/2, and then we'll have 2 2-power creatures. So just trading like that. Okay. So I'll play the Kindly Ancestor, which will temporarily give us a lifelink creature, but I think they're going to give it -2 power. We could pump something, which could be good. They might have to hold this back now to block a pumped Doom Dissenter potentially. So I think we're still in very good shape. They still have a blood and could draw some really good cards, but I think we're currently still winning. That's not bad. I don't agree with doing it on my turn though, just because I'm not blocking anyway. Guess it allows you to swing in for 6 and put me at 6. I don't know. But I can still just shove block with this whenever I want, which I think I might do now. Oh no, I can just actually block normally here. So I'm not gonna chump block with it yet. I'm just gonna block like this for now. Because that's a free block I can chump block next turn. So this doesn't untap. Okay, so they have a big flyer. I think we're gonna imprison it. We want to save the grasp to try and trigger the bat if we can. This allows us to attack for 1. Unless we want to block with the Doom Dissenter, but we're going to be getting 3 life off this, so... Only hits creatures. Yeah, I think we imprison this, and I think we are attacking just because we can gain so much life later. And I mean, I guess they could... If they do something about this creature, they only have 6 power on board. Yeah, I think we attack. It's a bit riskier, but it makes it so we technically have lethal on board. And then we can just grasp something to stay to sort of turn the race in our favor unexpectedly. So they might attack wrong here. So they're keeping that back. Which if they don't have anything at all, we can kill them with this, but they're almost certainly going to Binding Geist this. So this turn we are going to chump block because this creature is just not doing anything. Just to keep us at a slightly higher life total. But we still really need... What we really need is for them to play a human and then we draw one land so we can grasp it and then bat. So they could just surveil, which is pretty good. Could grasp this and attack. Well, I guess we enchant this and attack. They have lethal on board. Because they'll just chump block. I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, okay. So at this point, I think we now have to grasp this. And then potentially look to block some of their creatures. It's a bit unfortunate. And we still can't really bat. We might just have to bat to trade with this the next turn if we don't draw anything. It's a little bit our lack of lands is a little bit unfortunate. So I think we don't have a way to kill them. No, so we're just gonna have to. I guess we can do it on their turn. It's a bit riskier, but it commits them into attacking. Yeah, I think we'll take the risky line to potentially commit them into attacking incorrectly. And maybe spend mana on giving it first strike. Yeah, this is definitely a riskier play, but they're in a dangerous spot being at only 3. I don't think there's any reason for them to attack with everything though because of the infantry. But they could leave themselves dead to we chump block with one creature and grasp their one blocker. And then try and kill them. And I guess we could block with both of these because we'll still have a 2/2. So I think we're going to block here with this. Just to, yeah, we'll make it a 2/2. Keep ourselves alive and then... they're not dead to a Gift of Fangs because this is a vampire. We are going to block here, turn it into a 2/2. Yeah, we'll let the damage go through. And then end step we're going to grasp this. Kill that. We could even infantry here. Still a mana short of the bat, but I think it still makes sense to throw this here just for the life gain. Do we attack with everybody? They have 6 power on board. I think we just attack with the 1. Just to get us some life gain, hopefully. This way we don't die to like a bounce spell or something. And then maybe next turn we can bat. They attack with both of these creatures. I don't know if I'm gonna chump block. I think probably I would die to a sure strike though. Okay, that's pretty powerful. So they get that back down. But we might just be able to demon them next turn potentially. But if we don't draw the land, I think we still attack with this. And then what do we bring back? Probably a doomed... No, we bring back another bat, and then bring back a doomed dissenter. I think that's the play. They're probably attacking with just the flyer, because they don't want to lose to a removal spell. I assume. Because if they attack with both of these, they die to a removal spell. Okay. Yeah, so we are going to attack with this, and then we're going to go bat. I am not sure if they're going to double block. I imagine they're just going to have these two bounce. No, so they are going to... Yeah, so I will kill that. It gives them an enchantment, but that's fine. This at least allows us to cast 2 bats. And potentially profitably block their creatures. Get back a bat. And then I think we do play the other bat, despite the fact that it turns off this loop. I think we just want to get as many creatures down as possible. We could bring back the Heron. But I think we already have 2 flyers. So I think we bring back the the creature that works the best with this and this. Because we're at 10, so we're not this is gonna take a long time to kill us. We just gotta have to make sure that this doesn't get countered. It's the main thing. If they throw this on one of these and attack with both, I think we're killing just this, because this will be easy enough to double block later. I think. And we can always enchant this here and attack with it after. Yeah, because they definitely can't attack. And we can lifelink one of the bats, attack with both. Because they can only trade with one of them, and they go to 1 and then play this. Yeah, so they're gonna binding one of them, that makes sense. They could attack with just this, that might make some sense. Will we double block in that case is the question. I think we might. I think we will. It's kind of awkward if they have a removal spell, but that commits them into spending mana, which means we're more likely to resolve this, and they're not going to have a counter spell. This means that if we draw, they wouldn't be dead to a removal spell anymore, but they had a removal spell anyway. So that's a little bit annoying, but I think we're still in reasonable shape here. Okay, yeah, so then we can just slam a demon, and if they don't counter it, we should just win. Yep, there we go. I guess they could bounce it. No attacks. Trigger, okay, so we got it now. So that is game over because we can play both of these next turn. We're not gonna exploit this because we'd rather just make it a demon. And they'll just sack their enchanted creature. So this should be game over. They're gonna need some really good draws to deal with both demons. 2 bounce spells would be okay, but we're not in range of lethal yet. And 1 bounce spell would give them a turn, but then we're playing 2 more creatures. We'll see what they have. Okay, so they can sack this, get back probably the bounce spell to hit the token. And then attack with this and shut block with this is the plan, I'm assuming. In that case, since they don't have this anymore, I might exploit this. Yeah, there it is. I think they might as well do it now because they're hitting the token anyway, and I know they have it. That allows them to attack with this creature as well. So then I'm going to play this, exploit this. They have to sack this, chump block with this, and then I'm going to get some more demons. Yeah, so no blocks. We're not in range of dying to this anyway, so we are going to play this. I guess they could sacrifice this one, but this one's a better sacrifice. Exploit here. We could also have lifelink that, but I don't think that's going to matter. Unless, is there anything that could just dome us for 6? I don't think so. So now they have to chump block, and then we're going to turn the zombie into another demon, and we'll have 2 blockers for their menace creature. So they need removal spell plus Sure Strike, essentially, to get us. I think that's the only way they win here. And then we get to gain a bunch of life next turn. So sack itself for a bounce spell. Do they have anything that would be better? Don't think so. Because they need a 1 mana way to deal us 2 damage. I don't think there is one. So I'm pretty sure we have this. But they did draw one of the 2 cards they needed. They're just thinking really hard because I'm pretty sure there's nothing for a single red that can win them the game here. They'll bounce the token, and then we can't block. We've gained enough life that we should be okay, since they just have one mana, no blocks. Is there anything they can have? Doesn't look like it. Nope, because that only hits creatures. Oof. Yup. Yeah, the previous set had a shock they could hit the face, but not this one. That was close. Oh boy. But yeah, Demon's really good. We went from them threatening us lethal basically every turn to just winning, even though they were drawing really good cards every turn. Card is very powerful. They needed the unsummon 1 turn earlier, then they would have had us. Because before end step they unsummoned the demon, and then I think they just had lethal. Not having the black here is kind of awkward. Don't know if this is a keep. Because we need double black for this. We only really have 1 castable. I think we're gonna mulligan this hand. Sounds way better. We'll bottom 1 land because we only need to draw one of any of the colors, and we're on the draw, so I think we'll be able to do it. That's a pretty good start. So we have a demon in hand now, so we're just gonna focus on trying to keep the board as empty as possible and do a bunch of trading. This requires 3 cards in the graveyard, so it's not gonna do much of anything for a little while. It's just gonna attack us for 1, but their start's very aggressive so far, so that might be tricky. A Desperate Farmer can't profitably block anything, but this can, so that's a good draw. Hi, buddy. You looking at the camera? You don't want to just have your breakfast? You're not finished it yet? Nope. Yeah, not drawing a land there is really awkward, but they're at least not a... Why didn't they attack with this? I don't know. Oh well. So this is pretty good, because if they try and remove this, we'll flip the Desperate Farmer. Yeah, so we're both stuck on 3, but I think I would like our chances better. As any removal spell they could play is not good for them at all. So they hit the 4th land before us, but didn't do anything with it. So what does that mean we're playing? I think it's going to be this one, and then we'll start attacking with it. We could start attacking with this too. I think we will try and flip our Desperate Farmers. Technically we should have done that. We should have attacked before casting this, but there's no way they're blocking anyway. Oh, there's white. Okay. So what do they have? Some sort of removal spell here maybe? No. Interesting. So are we blocking is the question. We could double block here. They only get to kill 1 of our creatures, presumably, unless they have... You know what, we're going to triple block here in case they have +2/+2. We'll get at least 1 Desperate Farmer flip. Presumably they're only going to kill 1 of our creatures. I think they should have killed a Desperate Farmer. Now we have 10 power worth of lifelink on the board. Yeah, so we get to attack with everybody. And then play this, exile their creature, put them to 6, and us up to 32, and I think that should be basically game. There's not much they can do to come back from this, I don't think. Several large creatures plus a Death Toucher, and then we have some follow-up. Yeah, that is game. Up to 4-1 now. That's good. I should probably change my arena settings so the audio plays in the background so it doesn't cut out mysteriously every time I go to update the record. Seems like the music has also stopped. Play audio when minimized. So then if we go back and continue playing the music. There we go. Alright. We are good to go. We'll fix the camera again here. Whoop. There he is. Still not eating his food. Nope. Nico, you have breakfast right here. Eat your food. He's sniffing it. Yeah, a bit of an upset tummy earlier, so he's not as focused on eating, but he's still gonna need to replenish what he threw up earlier. Looks like now that I push it over to him, he's licking it a little. Guess I didn't really talk about this hand much, but it had lands and a curve, so I think it's really good. We'll obviously not gonna sack this because we're wanting to trade here, and then following it up with one of these 3-drops depending on what they play. So it's gonna be the Kindly Ancestor. And then yeah, Heron, and then into this. So we're curving out pretty well here. Not really attacking at all, but hopefully we'll be able to once we have the flyer. That's pretty good. The question is, do we double block? They get up a Piercing Light, which would be really bad. Okay, well, so now we definitely don't double block. That is very large. Good luck here, though. Okay, yeah. But then we can just imprison it and functionally 3-for-1 them. So, yeah, I don't know about that play. Yeah, we don't get to play the Heron this turn, so they get to attack us for 2, but then this will end up also blanking the spirits. The Gargantua is not very good here, as the sack effect is useless, but it's at least a 5-4. Yeah, so they attack us with the 1/1s. Then we'll play the Heron afterwards. This is also pretty reasonable. But I think we'll first just blank their flyers. If they run out of cards here, okay, that's pretty good. I was gonna say, yeah, once they run out of cards, we're probably gonna grasp this, so we can start attacking. We might have wanted to attack with the Ghoul actually, but we'll see. Echo keeps running away. So they only have 1 card in the graveyard, so we are gonna attack with the Ghoul. So they're not gonna trade, and then we'll play this. Try and start racing them, but that's going to be tricky because they gained so much life already. Move the camera again. Whoop. There he is. You need to just set up 2 or 3 more cameras. I can just click a button to switch which one I'm using. Okay, another flyer and a removal spell on my creature. Oh boy. This is not looking so good. And they... Oh, never mind. We win. Okay. Good games. Yeah. Yep. Yep, that's Dreadfeast Demon for you. You go from losing the game and barely struggling to survive for several turns to your opponent conceding while they were at about 30 life. Yep, that's why we force black. Yeah, so not as good of a draft analysis on this one since it was just pick demon followed by pick black cards, but it worked out. Don't have the white, but at least we have a curve of 2 into 3, and then this synergizes really well with the Doom Descender, so we will keep this and just hope to draw a white source. Okay, so another 5-drop. Not exactly what we wanted, but it'll be useful if we can draw the lands. Which we're still not doing. I think we're not going to attack here. It would probably be 1 free damage, but... Oh, interesting. Okay, good. So we drew the white source. So it can block but can't attack. So we're definitely not attacking. Well, actually, maybe we do want to just flip this. Because we have several blockers now. Yeah, we'll see what they do. I kind of want to flip this. Because then we can trade here and then exile it. Yeah, so they're not blocking. 1 free damage. Cool. If we draw 1 more land, we're going to sack this, make them sack a creature. We'll need to do it before they have 7 mana though, otherwise they get to enchant us with this. Because we really need to exile it with the Scavenger. But we should be able to hit 1 more land before they hit 3 more. Okay, that's interesting. Do we double block here is the question. They'll kill the Desperate Farmer and then move 1 counter onto here, which is kind of annoying. But I think that's still our play. Yeah. That makes this a bit better. Because they can't sack this anymore. This is not terrible, we get to kill that. Yeah, I don't want to play this still. And I'm not going to attack with this because I'm wanting to sack it here. But we'll kill this when it attacks. Again, we're going to need to draw land number 5 right here, otherwise we're in danger of getting Sinner's Judgmented. That's very powerful. But the counter on here is probably not going to matter too much, since it can't attack yet, and then we're killing this right now. There it is, okay. Actually, they're probably not even going to sacrifice this. They're just going to sacrifice this one because it's about to be a 5/5 attacker, but we get to play another one next turn. So hopefully get rid of this one. Yeah, sack that one. Then you'll have a 5/5, which I'm going to try and trade with this. Don't know if they're going to let me. Hopefully they're not hitting any more land drops because I don't think we can beat a Sinner's Judgment. Okay, so that's sort of another land, but they didn't play one. So we're just going to attack with this. Hopefully they trade here. No. So land, we'll play another one of this, sack the zombie. They might sack this just to try and put the judgment on us, but we have enough power that I don't think that's going to work out for them. Looks like it's just going to be a racing game, but I at least have good attackers against this. And at this point I can play this to exile something else, because I think the game is going to end within 3 turns, even if they do, regardless of whether or not they play the Sinner's Judgment now, because I have 12 power on board. But if they do trade with this, then I'm definitely exiling this one. But I think next turn, if this is still alive, I'm still just going to play this if I don't have another play to try and clock them. We'll see. So I think they're trying to do the math on whether or not flashing this back is going to be fast enough. And I think it's probably not. They still don't have the 7th land. Okay. So they don't really have any profitable blocks still. I will attack with both of these. I think they're probably going to trade with this now. No, still not. They have 7 power in the air. Yeah, we're just going to play this now. Because I think they were trying to... Does it matter what I exile? Probably not. In white-red. Yeah, but now they're down to 3. So these are both lethal, and then these two together are also lethal. This won't be a 5/5 this turn. It'll have to wait 1 turn. So I think we're still in good shape here. They're going to need probably a good removal spell and a blocker. The lifelink helps, but that does tap one of your creatures. I do go down to 5 though, so if they can still keep this alive, that'll be really good for them. Which looks like they might be able to do that. Oof. Does that mean we're dead now? Probably. Because we attack with everything, they chump block here and block here. Yeah, so we just drew a bunch of nothing then, which is unfortunate. Yeah, chump block there, and then this block's here. Probably. Yeah. It's unfortunate, and then they have lethal in the air now. Enchanting this doesn't do anything. But we'll put it on here anyway. And then just hope they forget to attack for some reason. But yeah, it's definitely correct to attack with just this. So it's definitely correct to... Oh, okay. They misplayed, but we can't punish them. Because this loses to a removal spell on this. They only take us down to 3 and then we kill them. But we're still alive here. Just gotta be a bit faster. Maybe it was correct to play the Death Toucher earlier, but I don't know. It's hard to say. This hand's fantastic though. Early creature, bunch of cheap removal spells. We'll need a bit more to try and pressure them, but it's a very good start in the early game at least. Prevents them from running us over, and then which is what we want, because we want to get to the late game at a high life total so that we can demon. That's the most important part. Okay, so that's good synergy with this card, but we'll just need some more lands. But if we miss some, we still have time because we have a bunch of cheap removal spells. We're definitely killing that right away. Not letting that get any counters. Yeah, I don't think there's much haste in these colors, so we just attack for 1. And we have this in case they do anyway. Another one of that. Kind of annoying. It's only an attacking creature. I don't think I want to imprison it. I'll kill it if it attacks. And then we can follow it up with this next turn, so I think that's the play. Yeah, I don't want to put this on the board just before I play my Rot Tide, because then I'll just sack the imprisoned creature, and that would be really bad. So we're hoping they attack here. Getting him to sack a Scorpion is not great for us, but it's at least some value. We might attack with this first, get him 1 free damage, because they're not going to trade. Attack. No blocks. No blocks. So it looks like they have something. They might have an Adamant Will, which would be kind of annoying. But it's still just a 1-for-1 trade. Yeah, so they had the Adamant Will. We still get to make them sack a creature, though. Unless we do this first, which we might do. We'll attack for 1 because they're not going to block. What are we doing this turn? They'll probably stack this and leave up the Death Toucher. But that's fine, because we can imprison the Death Toucher and then just start attacking for 7. Yeah, I think this is the play. Yeah, they're going to sack this, leave up the Death Toucher, and then we can... Oh, really? But the Death Toucher trades with this. So I guess they have a removal spell for this then. They have to. I guess they don't have to. They might still have it, though. We'll attack with just this one. We don't want this to die to a pump spell, because the green-white has a lot of them. I'm assuming this is just going to be a destroy attacking creature, though. Yeah. That makes sense. We'll just play a Scavenger afterwards. It's possible I shouldn't have attacked just to make them continue to hold it up. What we exile probably isn't important. We'll take the Scorpion, though. So now we're ahead by a bit on board and have a removal spell, which can turn into a blood. And they're just playing lands still, so I think we're in really good shape. At this point, I will attack with this. Well, now they have priority though, so maybe I won't. They might have done that just to bluff me, which is possible. But okay, it looks like they're, if it's an Adamant Will, it's a 1-for-1. Yeah, okay, that's good. So we'll throw this down. But now they don't have the removal spell or the pump spell, so we can start attacking with the 2/2. If they play any other creatures, we're going to imprison it. We'll hold this for the blood on the imprisonment so we can discard it later. And if we draw the demon, we can just play it and then play demon. But I usually want to hold it at six lands in play. And we might want to hold off on this until we find a bat. So I don't think we're even going to imprison this, because it only does something if they play a human. But it would put a counter on this. I just don't think it's worth imprisoning just a shitty 2-drop. Yeah, if they have a human, we can let them attack once. That's fine. We can double block one of them and then imprison the other one. Yeah. Oh, so they didn't even have the human. We'll just do this. If they have a pump spell, they have a pump spell. But I think that's still a fine attack for them. Just trade 2/2 for 2/2 and put a counter on this, so it's more of a threat. Not playing that first is very interesting. Okay, so that'll gain us 2 life, which will allow us to bat something back. Probably the scavenger. But it could be this. But I think it's probably the scavenger. We'll do it on the... that's actually tricky. Yeah, I just don't care that much about the 1/1 Death Toucher, I don't think. Yeah, we'll throw that there. We will attack for 1. Because we are fine if they block. They didn't, but we get to bat now. Yeah, I think we're gonna bring back the scavenger because the Rot Tide doesn't do anything with this still on board. There's nothing we really want to sack that much, and then it's just gonna trade with the Death Toucher. Like, obviously we can exile this first, but okay. They might start countering this to flip this earlier, but I think it's better to put on the Scorpion in order to attack. But they probably want to hold it back to block this. Yeah, so we're just gonna attack with the Flyer. Play the Scavenger. I think we're fast enough that we'll be able to kill them before this flips. They'll just need to play a big creature. Is how they get out of this. Take away the trainee, train them to 9, and then we're attacking them for 4 every turn. We're playing the land there so that we can activate this and the blood token and still potentially play a card next turn. Guess the gotta update this again. Boom. Here he is. Sleep in his little doggy bed. Oh, okay. So well, that's good. So I guess we attack with the bat, and then we play a demon, and then we win. Giving this a counter is really powerful though, but doesn't matter when your opponent just wins the game. I guess if they have a what is that Wolf Strike card to Scorpion onto the bat, then we don't get the demon. Okay, looks like we get the demon. Sack this, and then now we have 14 power on board. There's likely nothing they can do about it anymore unless they have a board wipe. Will we trade? I think we'll trade here. We'll keep the demons alive though. It's so unlikely that this kills us. It needs to get up to 12 power. I mean, okay. That would have been really bad for us if we blocked the demon though. Potentially, and if they had the removal spell for the other one. But no, it looks like they have nothing and we just get to kill them. So they block a demon. Okay, I guess they don't block a demon. It doesn't matter. But we had just enough for lethal. Yeah, that would have been a good play for them if we did block with a demon. But yeah, it looks like the demon steals another game. I think we weren't in terrible shape still without that. We had quite a lot of life and they were really low. Like if we drew a removal spell instead, I think we were still gonna win there. But yeah, it's good to just guarantee it with the demon. Yeah, another great start. A good curve here. Some early removal spells. We'll need a second black for this probably, but we're still in really good shape here. Some faster songs going. What's this one? Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so there's our second black. So we can play the Ghoul, hold up a Grasp, and then play a Socialite. So we might have the ability to be fairly aggressive here, depending on what they play. It appears that they're playing nothing. So hopefully they'll play a good grasp target for us this turn, and then we can play one of these after. If they play something gift can kill, I might just not cast grasp and just play a 4-drop and then gift plus 4-drop the following turn. Okay. Do we care about grasping that? I'm not sure. I don't know if we do. Like, we can make them flip it. They're not really doing anything with that. And I think we'll just attack. They'll probably block. But they might not, just because of, was it piercing light? 2 damage to an attacker or blocker. So that's very good for us. So go with the socialite. Yeah, so they still don't. So yeah, any good blockers they play, we can just get rid of them. This unfortunately is a vampire, so we can't Gift of Fangs it. But that's a really good target to grasp. Unless we want to play the farmer. Because we could attack with this and sack the blood, and then just play the farmer. And then maybe they'll play a human. I do just like putting creatures on board. But then I'd have to sack the blood. No, actually I wouldn't. I could attack, not sack the blood. And if they double block, then I grasp. That's much better. Decline. Yeah, that's a much better play. Yeah, so they're not double blocking there. We'll play the farmer. And then, yeah, probably look to start using removal spells next turn now that we have a bigger board presence. Because they're going to have to spend mana to lifelink this. Okay, so that's not bad. Their blood's now getting them 2 life. But they're still not really doing anything. Okay. This not being killed by grasp is a little bit annoying. I almost want to discard this, but I don't think that's right. Because white and blue are still going to have a lot of non-vampires. And putting it on this is still not unreasonable, so we'll just pass to our turn here. This is only sorcery speed to flip it. So I'm thinking what I want to do is discard the planes and then attack with everybody. Could have tapped the planes to do it. Oh well, doesn't matter. If they double block, we'll grasp this one. Yeah. But they may just go block, which should also be fine for us. Then we'll plan to grasp this one. Yeah, I guess we didn't have any 1-drop white spells, so doing this here just makes more sense anyway. Grasping our own creature would be really funny, but I don't think that's worth it. No. So I think they're still assuming we have a piercing light. The question is, do we pass and make them spend the mana on this? I think we do. Yeah, them flipping this isn't too big of a deal. If they do it, do we grasp it in response? We could grasp this in response as well before they gain any life. No, we're gonna let all this happen. See how they attack first. I just want them to spend the 2 mana on this. And then we're gonna kill this before it triggers a blood token. Another Heron. Okay. So I guess we'll wait until they attack. We're gonna grasp something here. This doesn't have lifelink, so we're just going to grasp this one. And then we can Gift of Fangs this to make it obsolete. Which would allow us to attack with everybody. I think I like that play. I think they still believe we have a Piercing Light. But they're gonna risk it. Oh, I guess now we don't have priority, so they're gonna know about it anyway because we're playing out our hand. Trigger down to 8, and then we get a Blood Fountain. Nothing to bring back, but we at least get a blood for either this or discarding a land if we draw it. So I think we're still in really good shape. Let's see. They have a lot of cards in hand though, so they could reasonably draw something really good. Ooh, okay, that's very powerful. We do at least get to bring 2 of them back. Which ones we bring back is the question. Probably the Socialite and the Scavenger, and then we'll play this. I guess we can wait on that though, because we're not casting them this turn anyway. Yeah, unless they have an instant speed way to remove stuff from in a graveyard, but I don't think there are very many of those that I can think of. It's pretty reasonable if they have more life gain. Oh, okay, perfect. So whatever they target, we can get in response. So it's really good for us that we didn't activate this right away. Up to 1 target. Okay, good. So whatever they target, we're just gonna bring back. So they're probably gonna want to target our worst creature. Yeah. So we do this. Yeah, we get this one, and then we will get the. I think we'll get the Scavenger ourselves, even though the Socialite would give us a blood token. Okay, that's really good. What do we put it on though? Probably the Death Toucher. Oh, but we don't have. We can't do. We can do both of these though. So we'll play this and then do this here, I think. So they only have one. They only have 1 card in their hand. So the chance they get a bunch of life gain isn't high, and then we have a Death Toucher for it anyway. I mean, they can give it Flying and Vigilance, but we're at a high enough life total that we don't really care if this is attacking. As long as they don't give this lifelink. I don't know how they. I don't know a good way they would have to do that. So we'll get rid of this extra land. We don't need it. Like, we'll need 1 more for the demon, but again, if we draw the demon, we'll get the land eventually. Like right here. So I think we'll just lead on attacking with this to flip the farmer. I don't think they're gonna want to block it. Yeah, so that's a free damage. We get them for 2 more now. Let's see if is there anything. What would be the best card they can Blood Fountain back? Probably the Herons, but they have 2 of them. I'll take 1 anyway though. So we'll just end the turn here, and we'll be able to attack with both of these. We could even attack with all 3. It'll depend what they get though. Okay, so trading there, that makes this a 3/3. So I think that means we don't want to attack with this. I think we will. Do we have any 1-drops? No. So we'll do this on end step, I think, because we don't. 6. So it'll cost all of our mana to activate this, so we don't have any 1-drops we can play anyway. So that means that we will. If this dies, this becomes a 3/3, but then. So yeah, so we're attacking with just this. They could chump block here to make this a 3/3, but I don't think that's a good play. Alright, that's pretty good. That does flip this at least. Yeah, we don't want to play either of these. We're gonna end the turn and then do this on end step. I think, right? Yeah, okay, good. Check to make sure it wasn't sorcery speed. Okay, that's really good. I don't think they can start attacking though. Maybe with 1 of their creatures. Just activating that right away. Okay. That's fine. See what they're doing. We're gonna do this though, and then get rid of a swamp. So we've got 2 draws at something good. Desperate Farmer is pretty reasonable. Okay, that's not bad. Does that mean we attack with this? I think probably. Because then we get a 2/2 which can attack more easily. Yeah, good. Yeah, so this is just a 1-power unblockable creature right now. We have another creature that can attack. We could even attack with both of these next turn. Well, this has lifelink though, so now we can attack with everybody and then bat something back. We'll attack with everybody. Yeah, they probably just want to go block, but then we get to bat. What are we batting back? Probably the Scavenger. That's gonna drain them for 2, put them at 1. And then we'll have three creatures on board, one of which makes a token when it dies, so even if they get a board wipe again. That's pretty good. So that's gonna get bigger. They gain a bit of life. But yeah, we gained life that turn as well, so we get to bat. We will bring back this one. Then land this. Exile, I guess this one. Probably doesn't matter. And then we can put this on whatever we want here, and we're probably just gonna win. They have a blood token. Even if they have a board wipe, we still get a 2/2 afterwards. Yep, we got there. That's really good. Good. So that puts us at 7-2.